welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We've got live tournament action coming at you, and this is now the best of threes. We've made it to the semifinals for the evening in the Open Arena tournament. Perfect and areasAfuRos. We're going to call him Fusroda, I think. I don't know. What should I call him? Maybe I should ask his buddy in here. I'll just ask him. If he can handle letting me know. Okay, areasAfuRos. Ah, okay. Cool. There we go. So now we know Area 51 is the team. Cool. I'm going to have to look these guys up. But it looks like he's a fairly popular guy. Teammates coming in to support him. That's nice. Always good to see that. I'll tell you, it really makes... I think it makes the players feel a lot more comfortable to have people coming out, hanging out, supporting them. And it looks like they are sponsored by Steel Series. He is going to go ahead and plug them. Don't mind that at all. So good stuff there. But there he is. He's going to be taking on Perfect, and it is yet another PvP. And this one is, like I said, best of 3 here. So I don't know, man. We should have a good old-fashioned time here. Perfect, making great decisions, I'd say, so far in his PvPs. areasAfuRos, obviously, a new player to me, but we'll see what he's got. He's made it this far, and quite honestly, should be doing pretty good here. Should be giving Perfect at least a run for his money, I would assume. So, spawn positions are green, Perfect. Going to be kicking it down here in the bottom left-hand corner. He is getting scouted currently by areasAfuRos. You can see the cyber core going down there for Perfect. And over here in the bottom right-hand corner is areasAfuRos. He is pink. He has got a scout in his base as well, and it looks like it's Perfect. Trying to hide behind there. He's like, you guys cannot see me. I'm hiding behind a Vespine geyser. Little does he know that these guys have vision from above. They have an eye in the sky, if you will. It's like a casino. And the eye in the sky sees everything. We do not miss you. We see exactly what you're doing here. Notice the late timing, though, of the cyber core. We got the second gateway going down here for areasAfuRos. And looks to be in pretty decent shape, though. It's not terribly far behind, but, I mean, look at this. Warp gate technology has already started for Perfect, but that's partially because he did push it a little bit. But the big deal here is that when it comes down to it, areasAfuRos is indeed slightly behind there on the cyber core. Looks like he's putting down another pylon here, but his second gateway will be complete here in just a few moments, and he is continuing to pump out zealots. Good stuff. His scout, though, looks like he is going to get chased off while the first stalker is going to be coming out here. Notice the chronos for Perfect going down on the cyber core. Wow, he's really pushing it here. Could potentially see a 3-gate or a 4-gate. Very aggressive play come out of Perfect here. Looks like 3 gates is the choice for now. And cruising out across the field here, it looks like he is going to start to try and pick off some units. Here comes a probe. Probes vs. Zealots. That is the name of a custom game, actually. But in this particular case, Probes vs. Zealots is a game that you do not want to play very often. Tend to not be a good mixture. Very one-sided, those battles. What can I say? It looks like areasAfuRos going to start pushing out across the field here. He's got 2 Zealots, 2 Stalkers headed this way. There are 2 Stalkers here coming up for Perfect with just the 1 Zealot. He did scout these guys and pulls away from the Xel'Naga Tower immediately. Great decision here. He is going to start to take some damage on this Zealot, unfortunately. Should not have turned back around there. There he is going to try and put some pressure back on this Stalker and try and salvage that Zealot there without taking any hull damage. Great play there so far. Good control. He's going to try and keep his opponent out of his base for the time being. But look at this. He's warping in a forward position. And he is going to cut these guys off. Here he comes. He's going to blast these Stalkers 2 pieces. One of these and definitely is going to go down. There goes one. And this guy is stuck. Oh, dead. Oh, wow. And that is it. Game number 1 going to Perfect. Beautifully played. And that is just too much to be dealt with. Partially because Perfect scouted the very late timing of that cyber core there. And I think that's really what hurt areasAfuRos. So, but game 1 going to Perfect. areasAfuRos still in the game here. He can go at 2-0, or well, 2-1, I guess is what it would be. In the next 2 games, we'll see how he's going to be able to start his comeback. He will get map choice, so hopefully it will be a good one. We'll catch you guys then. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 between areasAfuRos and Perfect. It is that PvP here in the semifinals of the Open Arena Tournament for the evening. We're having a good old time here. I'll tell you, areasAfuRos did get caught off guard by that 4-gate, though. As soon as he saw it, he knew that he couldn't hold there. He lost 2 stalkers very, very quickly. Great snipes there from Perfect. Beautiful control, and I'll tell you, man, it came from scouting, too. It wasn't that he just chose, well, I'm going to go for a 4-gate, that's what I'm going to do. No, he scouted his opponents. Very, very late Cybercore out of areasAfuRos there, and he took advantage of it, I think is really what we saw there. Great play, great decision-making, and perfect control from, guess what, Perfect, who is currently going to be spawning as our green up here on Shattered Temple in the 12 o'clock position, and down here at the 6 o'clock is areasAfuRos. He is going to be the map choice person for this one. So this is his map. Hopefully he's going to be super comfortable here in this PvP. Now, it does have the small ramp, so you can block it with force fields if you choose to get very defensive. Could be a potential play there. And you do have very large mains, too. There's a lot of dead space in the main, as well as dead space around it where there's, no payable units can go there, or air units only type thing. So, but look, look how much dead space there is in this map. You can hide probes in your opponent's main here easily. You can hide them down here, all the way even over here. Sometimes even right here, and obviously back here. I mean, there's all sorts of different places you can hide, and you just have to kind of be on top of that if your opponent's going to try and hide stuff in your main. But I mean, since it is a tournament setting, probably going to stay a little bit less cheesy than normal here. And areasAfuRos getting his early scout out. Got this guy headed in the incorrect direction first. Going to cruise on up to Perfect Space here in just a moment, who's sending out a scout of his own. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is he doing? Oh, he's looking for pylons. That's what he's doing. He was starting to float a little bit of minerals. I was like, wait a second, is he really going to take an expansion? It's like, that doesn't seem right, but I guess it's possible. But Perfect now working on his Cybercore. Great timing here. Notice he did take his second gas fairly early there, 3-minute mark. Not bad. Here comes the scout. He is going to scout cross positions first. He did see the late timing of his opponents there. That, I guess not late necessarily, but he did see the timing. Said, you know what, probably sent that guy out a little bit earlier. Means he is going to be in cross position. So great guessing there from Perfect, who is now going to have to run away from a Zealot. And Perfect going to scout out what's going on here. areasAfuRos putting down his gateway. He's got his late Cybercore here once again. Kind of an interesting opener here from him, but same thing as in game number 1. So I'm interested to see how he's gonna do this one, especially considering that Perfect knew exactly what to do to punish him for this type of play. It's kind of greedy play in some regards, but not really. It's just the late Cybercore. I'll tell you, it just seems a little strange to me. And he's just on 1 gas, so I don't know. We'll see. Chrono's going down on his warp gate technology. You can see that he is significantly behind his opponent, who's already put 60 seconds on that clock for his warp gate technology, which means he's about halfway done here at this point. 2 gates out of Perfect for the time being. He's continuing to chrono boost out that warp gate tech, and quite honestly, I feel like he's in pretty decent shape here as we move forward. Units tab going to show that Perfect is indeed ahead 1 whole entire probe. That's pretty good, pretty good. Pretty good indeed. And we do have a forward probe from areasAfuRos. And looks like he's not going to be putting down a pylon quite yet. He does now have his 2 stalkers out, but in identical opener to game number 1. And looks like he's keeping better control of the center of the map, I think, at this point, which means that Perfect is not quite going to be able to put down a forward pylon sneakily, but he is getting forceful with it, and he let areasAfuRos scout this. He is moving forward with this probe. Going to go ahead and put down his pylon right next to the high ground. And Perfect doing a little bit of micro tricks. Taking a little bit of hull damage on these guys. Looks like this pylon may go down. Wow, good cancel there, though, out of Perfect. Saving himself the resources. He's going to go ahead and back out here. Probably going to even see him transition into a second base. Now, let's see what areasAfuRos has got going. Oh, it is a Twilight Council. 3/4 of the way done. And he's got another gateway going down as well. See if he's going to transition into some either Blink here or maybe even DTs is a decent possibility. He has got both gas now going. There's the Twilight. Are we going to go for Blink here? Yes, indeed. And getting Chrono boosted out as well. Perfect. Got a couple Stalkers here out on the field. Just trying to make sure his opponent's not pushing forward here at this point. But Blink play here out of afuRos I agree with in very many respects. Pylon going down here. And what is Perfect going to be doing? Let's go take a look. Notice that he did grab out his Stargate, pumping out Phoenix. And these are gonna start heading his opponent's way here in just a moment. The Phoenix. Just like Team Alt, man. Different Phoenix, I guess. But more Phoenix on the way, and he is going to start pushing out. I'd say probably after he gets his third one. Actually, he could go with two when it comes down to it. But here comes the push from afuRos. Blink is going to be completed here in just a few. A little bit preemptive, I'd say, on this. But a force field going down, going to block these guys from getting vision of the high ground for the time being. We do have now a robotics facility going down for afuRos. And that means that he's going to try and get out an observer to scout the high ground, start to blink into his opponent's main. Great idea coming out of him. I'd say probably a smart move. Now, it's going to come down to micro. Obviously, those things do. And it's also going to come down to good scouting here from Perfect, which, quite honestly, he may be able to get exactly that. Blink is now done, and here comes your Blink Stalkers. See if he's going to blink his way up here and try and get up on the high ground. Yes, indeed. Quick blink and then a blink back. Feels like he cannot make this happen here. It looks like Perfect with these Phoenix. He still has not moved out for any type of harass, so I'm a little bit interested there. Notice that he does have an Immortal now in his army, and he's going to be Chrono boosting out some more here. He's got more Phoenix on the way, and here comes your Phoenix now. We're going to see some harassment come out of him. I love this play. Phoenix harass can be extremely difficult to deal with. afuRos can be taking an expansion behind this, or in front of this, or how about right now? He's taking an expansion. Good luck, old buddy. Kind of an interesting time to do so. Great blink there from afuRos. And he does pick off a couple. Well, just the one. But that counts, man. That is one kill. One shot, one kill. No, I'm just kidding. It was more than one shot. But looks like we do have some Immortals now beefing up this little ground force. And Perfect in pretty decent shape. Look at this, continuing to pump out Immortals and Phoenix, Immortals and Phoenix. And this is kind of a new metagame, new play here in these PvP matchups. I tell you, man, it's pretty powerful. I'm actually quite surprised how effective this can be. We did see him do this earlier in the tournament. He did some pretty nice micro tricks with that, picking up the Immortals, getting those guys out of the battle for the time being. It makes it a lot easier to take them out. Sniping a Stalker here and there at this point, and that's really helpful. But a lot of Blink Stalkers here is going to kind of nullify these Phoenix. But he's going to stick with it for the time being. We'll see if he's going to go in for any Mineral Line harass. But he is not. He is going in for the push. Going to try and take this down right here, right now. He is slightly ahead in the supply count, but not taking any expansion of his own, so he's really got to get a lot of damage done here. Picking up a lot of Stalkers here, and the Immortals are just going to work on these guys. A lot of damage being dealt there. Looks like he's going to pick off a couple more. Got to keep these Immortals alive. Great micro there, and blinking forward, sniping these Immortals. Nicely done from afuRos. And these Phoenix doing a pretty decent job, but they're going to start to wear out their usefulness here in this battle, especially since we just don't have very many more units on the field underneath them. Well, I take that back. I mean, he's got this new Immortal here showing up. He's already picked up 4 kills now. Blasting through and continuing to do damage. Wow, and the Phoenix picking up Stalkers one at a time, but the Immortal does go down, and now your Phoenix are going to have to back out. Do have a pretty decent amount of Zealots, though, with another Immortal cruising forward, and looks like he may go for another attack here. Quite honestly, he is significantly ahead in the supply count. A lot of probes had to be pulled there to kind of help hold off. And Perfect now still continuing this attack. Got to be careful, though. Doesn't want to take any losses on this Immortal, but the Immortal getting focused down by the Zealots. Nicely done from afuRos. Perfect. Got to be super careful here. Needs to pick up this Stalker one more time, but he does not have the energy to do so until just now. Barely getting enough on one of these guys, it looks like. Indeed, indeed. But here comes more reinforcement from afuRos, and looks like Perfect going to have to back out once more. Interesting play and great defense there from afuRos. I'll tell you, that was pretty hardcore little battle, man. And he's pretty lucky to still be alive there, especially considering how many immortals there were. I feel like Perfect made a few errors with those immortals, but the blink really was the big difference there for afuRos. Blinking forward, focusing down the immortals that first time, and then trapping them with the zealots the second. And you know, you got to take those immortals out of the play as quickly as possible, and that really, really saved his skin there. So beautifully done. He is now on 2 solid base, and this is a tenuous situation for Perfect. And he's really got to get a lot of damage done. He's not taking an expansion. It's way late for that. He's kind of all in here in this particular game. And afuRos is poised and ready to take down the win. If he can defend this once more, I feel like that's going to be game. If not, then obviously Perfect should be able to take it down. He's going to have a lot of units out on the field. Here comes your Phoenix. He's going to be picking up Stalkers one at a time here. There he goes. He's picking them up. Going to let this Immortal try and focus him down, but the Immortal getting killed once more. Great control there from afuRos, and it looks like Perfect still in a little bit of trouble. He's trying to take out these Stalkers with these Phoenix as quickly as he can. Here comes another Immortal of his, but getting focused down here once more. Ouch! And another Immortal dies, and it looks like the only units that are doing decent damage here are the Phoenix for Perfect. Trying to take down these Stalkers as quickly as he can. He is going to have to back out. He did get a couple more warp ins there. 4 more zealots pushing his way forward here, but he cannot shoot these guys while they're up. Or no, I guess he can with the Phoenix, but he doesn't have any Stalkers underneath to help. Of course, the Phoenix do additional damage to zealots. It's one thing to remember. First light, they do 10 damage instead of 5, so twice the damage. Obviously, zealots do count as light. Good thing to remember. Another thing that does count as light is sentries, so they can blast through sentries. Freaking crazy quick, man. I'll tell you, it is perfect. Ha! xSixPerfect. Good old-fashioned play here, though. Looks like afuRos, I feel like he's really come ahead after these battles, holding that off time and again. You can see that Perfect going completely all in at this point. He's pulling a lot of probes. He's got a pretty decent force here, but he's got to keep these Immortals alive. I guess there's only one of them in here now. He does have a couple sentries out. His Phoenix here trying to pick up these units as quickly as possible. Pick them off. ASAP. Blink forward here from afuRos. Going to focus down the Immortal once more. Great play. Brilliant once again. And looks like he is going to be able to hold this off. Of course, there are a lot of Zealots here, but he can rely at this point on his Stalker Micro to really help him pull through here. I don't know, man, but Perfect got a lot of units trying to chase these guys down, but blinking up now to the high ground, and afuRos can actually completely sack this Nexus here and still be in pretty decent shape, especially since Perfect had to pull probes to make that happen. You can see that his main is about to be mined out. He is going to go ahead and snipe this Nexus, but it's time for him to move up to the high ground. This Nexus right now is kind of a liability for Perfect to be brutalizing. He needs to be killing off this army whilst he can. Now afuRos kind of in the same position that Perfect is in. The main is about to be mined out. So, that being said, if Perfect does come ahead here as these guys do mine their bases out, that is going to put Perfect in a position where he could still take down this game when, quite frankly, afuRos really has done great defense here. Nicely done. Great force field. Going to keep these guys out of the base for just a second, but blink down to the low ground from afuRos. Perfect trying to pick these guys off as quickly as he can. And look at this, a GG coming out of afuRos. And somehow, some way, Perfect taking down the game with just pure out and out control there at the end. And even though, I mean, I have to say that afuRos did a beautiful job microing his Blink Stalkers against those Immortals. Well done, very commendable. Unfortunately, it turned out to not be enough to this crazy all-in from Perfect. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Don't alt tab, always alt StarCraft. We'll see you guys in the other semifinal.